Thank you all. Good afternoon. There's room down front, and for those on this side, I hope that you brought your sunscreen. It is a beautiful day. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2012 Spring Gathering, something that I hope will become a tradition here on the campus of East Tennessee State University. This is a time of year when we celebrate our accomplishments, when we celebrate our students, and we look forward to the days and years to come. But in that hustle and bustle of the close of the semester, we often don't take enough time to come together, to spend some time together as a family, to share and some food and some celebration, and to just be together and celebrate this amazing institution. And that's what I hope we can accomplish this afternoon. Music is a vital part of life at ETSU, and it has been since 1911. I'm proud to introduce this afternoon the members of the East Tennessee State University Celtic Band, whose music has filled the campus this afternoon. First, Meredith Douglas Moore from Littleton, Colorado. Alexander Frank from Toronto, Canada. Justin Watkins from Kingsport. Wesley Harris from Copper Hill. William Bledsoe from Jonesboro. And Jane McMorrin, Director of the Appalachian, Scottish, and Irish Studies Program and Director of the Celtic Band. Thank you all very much. Today we celebrate ETSU, our staff, our faculty, our students, and everyone in the community who contributes their time, energy, and talents to make this such a vibrant, energetic, and rewarding place to study, teach, research, and to serve. Today's a day to remember the past, to celebrate the present, and to dream collective of a new vision for ETSU. Reminders of the past are all around us. Across the lawn is Carter Hall, which stands as a lasting tribute to our founder and his family, George L. Carter. Without his dedication and vision, we would not be here today. His vision for the region, his vision for the people, and his vision for a better future is at the heart of everything we do here on campus. Today we honor the notable heroes of our history and their commitments and time and service to ETSU. It's hot. I'm taking off my coat. And I hope you all do the same. Today we pay homage to individuals such as our first president, Sidney Gilbreath, under whose leadership we witnessed the growth of the institution, the advent of intercollegiate athletics, and an individual who provided focus and a moral compass for our students. We honor leaders such as D.P. Culp, for whom the Student Center to my left and your right is named. And we honor Dr. Roy Nix, who built the shared library and who affirmed a culture in which students are at the center of our focus. We also honor our past president, Dr. Paul Stanton, a consummate gentleman, someone who was humble, dedicated to both his God and family, and committed to serving others first. Dr. Stanton is one of the greatest presidents in the history of American higher education, and particularly Tennessee higher education, and I thank him for all that he has done and will continue to do for ETSU. In my conversations with alumni and friends, I'm reminded on a daily basis of the contributions of these public leaders, as well as the power of our countless faculty and staff who serve as engines to transform our region. I'm humbled by the opportunity to serve with you. I'm humbled by the opportunity to roll up my sleeves and get to work. And I'm humbled by the welcome that you have provided to my family as we have become members of your family. I'd like to take a moment to introduce my wife, Donna, who brought us home. Donna, thank you. Thank you for all that you'll do as we walk this path together as a team. I encourage you in the days ahead to look around at the greatness of this institution and to appreciate the accomplishments of our faculty, staff, alumni, and friends in the community whose philanthropic gifts have transformed our institution. Their generosity signifies the commitment of leaders to our region and to our future. Countless lives have been touched by their generosity, and we are part of a greater university because of their acts of grace. Over the course of the spring semester, I've been humbled by the stories of dedication, commitment, and pride that are exhibited by our faculty and staff. However, I've been struck by the fact that many take ETSU for granted. We take for granted the role that we have in the impact in the community. I hope that in the years to come we can change that conversation, for we've come a long way from our roots as a normal school, and we have much to be proud of. According to a recent report by our Bureau of Business and Economic Research, we contribute $683 million to the regional economy and are directly responsible for the creation of more than 5,200 jobs. We are the engine that drives economic and cultural creativity. Across this institution, there's a strong desire, bordering on impatience, for educational excellence, and that desire drives us forward. It is from this solid foundation, a foundation created on the shoulders of giants, that we will build. Over the next few months, we'll continue the conversations of creating a new future for ETSU. These conversations embody hope for the community. We have no bounds on our potential. Our dedication to the region establishes a promise of hope, aspiration, and a commitment to ensure that the generations that follow us have a better future. Through the pursuit of the life of the mind, we create a community with greater meaning, purpose, prosperity, knowledge, and self-worth that comes from the pursuit of higher education. Such a future is born of a collective vision emerging from the roots of ETSU. By working together, we can overcome any obstacle. We have the drive to achieve and an independence as a community of scholars to accomplish greatness. As state and local forces conspired against us in our history, what did we do? We came together as a community and created a College of Medicine and created a College of Pharmacy. If we put our minds together as a community, we can accomplish anything. And this tradition of creativity, ingenuity, and independence will allow us to reach new heights. As we build upon our strengths, we will sharpen our mission, and we will achieve the impossible. Over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, we will embark on a diversity of initiatives that will stretch our horizons. We will begin building a Center for the Fine and Performing Arts. Later this summer, we will work to transform the campus by turning the core of the campus to green space, thereby creating a great lawn that welcomes students. During the 2012-13 academic year, we will re-engineer this amphitheater that we share today, modernizing a classic venue for the 21st century. Beginning this summer, we will examine issues related to the structure, relationships, and affiliations of our athletic department so that it can take its place as the front porch of the university. We will make improvements to the dome that will enhance the game day experience next year, and we will examine potential new programs. Concurrently, we must reaffirm our values, where the core of this institution resides in its undergraduate curriculum. We have a world-class faculty and staff across all facets of the institution, and we must take steps to ensure that they have access to world-class technology, world-class facilities, so that they can thereby excel in both instruction and research. We also have to ensure that they are compensated in accordance with the market. In the upcoming academic year, we will make investments in the equity plan, and assuming that the economy continues to improve, we will initiate a multi-year commitment to this plan. You hear me talk a great deal about music on campus, and I cannot say enough to thank you all for today. My father was in an Irish band, and at his funeral there was a bagpipe. And it was amazing today for the intro to come out to the music of the bagpipe. It was extremely touching. It was a surprise, and I thank you. Music is at our core as an institution. Music is at the core of us as individuals. It deepens our soul and it expands our horizons. This fall, we will launch a new effort of a major concert series, starting the fall with a major concert, 2 smaller concerts throughout the fall, and then a major concert to culminate the celebrations of homecoming. But as we move through these efforts, from the creation of a Fine and Performing Arts Center, to investments and enhancements in research, to investments and enhancements in our faculty and staff, we have to be willing to test and stretch ourselves. We may not reach all of our goals, but we cannot be complacent. There is no upward limit on the power of higher education. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy issued a broad goal, one that many thought was impossible, to send a man to the moon by the end of the decade. But through the power and ingenuity of research, we met his goal. We're now in a race to the future, the results of which will be determined by the collective pursuits of the intellectual infrastructure, not only at this institution, but at institutions across the country. If we are as a nation to remain a global leader, we have to invest in higher education. If not, we will be passed by emerging nations who are investing heavily in their research, in their infrastructure, and in their people. What's at stake is the future for our children. We are in a competition for economic stability, one in which our future is based upon intellect, creativity, and independence. Our role in that race lies in our ability to prepare students for a diverse and international marketplace. The foundation of success for a new ETSU must reach beyond respective colleges and requires an interdisciplinary approach. Each of us possesses great gifts. What separates us is how we use them. To succeed, we must open our minds. Success requires stamina and the boldness to overcome adversity. It requires a relentless dedication to the heart, to the mind, and to the soul of educational excellence. We have a strong-willed stubbornness here to succeed, but the terrain before us is uncertain. We've all witnessed the decline of state and federal support for higher education. We've seen the demise of the long-standing commitment to need-based aid. We must, as an institution, return to the independent willpower that created the College of Pharmacy and that created the College of Medicine, and to take that willpower, to take that passion, and to move forward as an institution, regardless of the forces around us. We also must focus on what matters most, our students. As faculty, that's why we went to graduate school, because we were empowered by the lessons that faculty imparted on us. I can still hear the lessons of a political science faculty member in my mind. And I think about the impact that that individual had on me. And for our faculty in the audience, the impact that you had on our students, you cannot put a dollar figure on, because it's an impact of the heart, it's an impact of the mind, but it's an impact that will last for generations. As faculty and as staff, we have to ensure that we gear all of our efforts to deepening that impact, to ensure that more of our students who begin college here on campus graduate. We're facing a crisis in this state and in this country. Of every 100 ninth graders who start high school in the great state of Tennessee, only 67 will graduate from high school. Of those, only 19 will graduate from college. Here on campus, of every 100 freshmen who'll start in the fall, only 46 will graduate within 6 years. I challenge each of you over the summer, be you at a trout stream, or be you at the beach, or be you at the library, to give some thought to how we improve those numbers, how we improve those statistics, because our future as a nation and our future as a state is dependent upon it. Over the course of the spring, we've met with faculty and staff from across our 11 colleges and 48 academic units. This effort has been geared at listening and beginning a conversation about the future of ETSU. In the next couple of weeks, we will launch a visioning effort aimed at creating a future for the institution at our 125th anniversary. But as we move and grow, I hope that we do not lose touch with our history, our mission, and our heritage. There's a lot to be proud of here at ETSU. Did you know that we're an all-Steinway school, thereby allowing students from across the nation and the world to develop their skills and talents right here at home in East Tennessee? With music as our calling card, we should aspire to be viewed as the Juilliard of the South. Did you know that the latest U.S. News and World Report rankings lists the Quillen College of Medicine as 5th in the nation for rural care? Did you know that 14 of our alumni have gone on to attain the rank of general? Did you know that the Gray Fossil Site is home to the greatest number of tapirs found in any single location in the world, and the research being conducted by our faculty in the Department of Geosciences has brought international fame to ETSU? Note of caution with geosciences: when you visit, make sure you know what you're asking for when you ask questions about what is that bone. Be cautious. Through our PASTA program, we provide access to technology for rural and underprivileged schools across the region, truly opening the minds of students to the amazing power of technology. We shape the future in so many ways here across campus. I'm inspired by the work of Dr. Wally Dixon, his colleagues and students in the Department of Psychology. They are studying pre-verbal infants to determine the factors that cause them to become overweight in later infancy and toddlerhood. Childhood obesity is a major and serious problem in this country, and at ETSU, we're doing something about it. We're partnering with Sullivan County and Kingsport on a new STEM platform school, made possible through a $1.5 million grant from the state of Tennessee. That school will inspire the spark for knowledge and creativity in the STEM fields, thereby powering the region. And last year, we brought in more than $49 million in externally sponsored research. We're witnessing a tremendous growth in graduate and undergraduate research, as exemplified by the fact that participation in the annual Student Research Forum grew by 40% this year. This is just a sampling of the groundbreaking and inspiring work that we're doing across campus. I have the easiest job in the world. I get to tell your stories. The stories of passion, the stories of pride, the stories of family, the stories of dedication and commitment to a region, the stories of people who overcome adversity to focus on a singular goal, and that is opening the doors of college opportunity to our new generation of teachers, researchers, scientists, engineers, entrepreneurs. We're making a difference in the region, but we must do a better job of measuring and celebrating our impact. That's a challenge that we have to embrace and quantify. We have the power to transform the region. We have the power to change the future, but we must be able to quantify and tell the story of that impact. Because if we can do so, in the future, we're going to paint this region blue and gold rather than black, yellow, green, or orange. Let us now turn our attention again to the founders and their values that built this institution. At ETSU, we serve the hardworking people of Tennessee. We're not a city on the hill, we're the people who built the hill. We're an institution of dedicated individuals who work quietly for a better future for themselves and their students. Today we celebrate their service and honor those who are committed to the life of the mind. Over the course of this semester, we sought nominations for a new award here on campus, an award focused on dedication and service to our students. This award is named in recognition of Dr. Bert C. Bach, someone who has dedicated his life to higher education and in creating an environment in which we strive to go above and beyond the call of duty to help students persist to graduation. Through the coordination of a small team led by Fred Sauceman, nominations were sought for those individuals who possess a deep commitment to student success, and nominations were sought of student, faculty, and staff. The individual selected for the inaugural Bach Servant Leadership Award has served as an advisor in the College of Business and Technology for over 20 years. This person has advised, counseled, and befriended thousands of students. He cares deeply about the academic success of our students. Students in the college sometimes stay with it because they don't want to disappoint him. When leaders of the College of Business and Technology visit alumni, this person's name always rises to the top. This individual was an active participant in the ETSU Centennial Steering Committee, and in 1986 he helped to bury the 75th anniversary time capsule. In 2011, he helped to open it while also coordinating all the materials that were buried in the Centennial capsule. At this time, I'd like to ask Joe Trujillo, owner of Johnson City Honda and a true friend of ETSU, to come forward and assist with the award. I'd also ask that Dr. Bach join us on the stage. Let's take a moment to thank everyone who helped make today possible. Our ground service crew, folks at food service. More time and effort has gone into a cookie than you can begin to imagine. But I thank everyone for their work in making this possible. To the folks who painted, the signs up top, to everyone, thank you for making today possible.
It's a great honor that I get to introduce Mr. Tim Dills as the recipient inaugural of the Robert of Bert C. Bash Servant Leadership Award. Tim will receive a new 2012 Honda Civic for the next 2 years. The car is located right behind you.
The folks behind me, Mr. Dill, Mr. Trujillo, Dr. Bach, exemplify everything that's special about ETSU. Our staff, our administration, the community, all coming together to recognize excellence. But excellence in service, excellence in that hands-on touch, excellence in taking the extra hour to answer a question or advise a student through the challenge of life. Students, you don't have to figure it all out today. That's the beauty of college. It's a chance to experiment. It's a chance to take electives. It's a chance to examine programs, be it in music, be it in art, or for the faculty in the political science department. We love your credit hours, take some political science classes. But that exploration of possibility that is present to you at this moment only comes once. When you're 40 and 50 and 60 and 80, you're going to remember the experiences that you've had here. You're going to remember a word from the class. You're going to remember the advice of an advisor, or the act of graciousness and kindness from a community member. Take that with you into the summer. Take that with you as you return into the fall. Celebrate the spring, because the spring is a time when we celebrate our students as they transition to become our alumni. I encourage those students who are becoming alumni to be engaged. Take a piece of ETSU with you. And to our students who are returning in the fall, you're going to have no choice but to get engaged. Because for us to move forward as an institution, we have to do it together as a family. Our ability to define a better future is predicated on our dedication to our students, to our faculty, to our staffs, and to our future. I thank each of you for taking the time to attend this celebration today, and may God bless each of us as we travel on this transformational journey together. Thank you all very much.